Kia ora, Aquarius, and welcome to your July 2015 Taroscope reading. Now, I did just do all the shuffling for you, and I think my camera wasn't recording, so rather than redo the cards, these are the ones that have come out for you. And we would be working from left to right, with this being the first week of July and so on. So you have one major arcana card that arrived at the end of July, being the moon, and you have 2 cups and a pentacle. So if we start with the Queen of Pentacles, and she has this pink calcite heart sitting above her, we think that first week of July you may feel a sort of a keenness or fondness that is involved with this particular person. Now, she often is an earth sign woman, of, you know, not a young girl that we're talking about, but a sort of a mature type woman. She has a degree of opulence about her. She particularly loves the fine things in life. She's noted for that. So sometimes she has that energy of opulence and social gregarity, and she can be involved in social occasions and events. So whether or not she's someone that might be a partner of yours or that you come into contact with in the beginning of July, she generally bodes this nice convivial warmth and giving feeling. So she sometimes does host functions and parties, so whether or not you'll be attending some at the beginning of July, or they might be even in your own home and you're the person giving out this kind of nice social feeling. The other thing that she does do, she's almost sitting there offering you this pentacle from her. So sometimes she can literally be for you guys an uptick in finances one way or another. It could be that it's something you've been working on for a time and it's coming to fruition, so that's what you might see, this slight increment or positivity around your financial realm. It could also be in the offering or to do with career opportunities, that there could be some positivity around that for you as well. So nice way to begin for July. Now we move to the next card, the 6 of Hearts, the 6 of Cups. And we see this here, this really cute card. These are younger people, 2 children involved, and they're passing over flowers. So it's that really gentle gift of giving and that lovely reciprocal feeling that you get when you're in relationships that are warm and friendly and good for each other. Sometimes this card represents going back in time, so it could be that you attend functions, say family functions or events like a wedding or an anniversary or something along those lines, where happy fond memories are rekindled. It could just be that you go to, say, a school, you get together for an old school do, and you find people from your past coming back into your life one way or another, and often you have really good fun remembering the old times and yada yada. It's got that feeling to it. So the other thing that it can represent is past loves that are rekindled one way or another, or someone from your past romantically can pop back in, and you may be thinking, oh, you know, do I want to go down that road, or would I like to heal any of it, you know, sort of deal with anything that was negative and patch it up and make it nice and flowy and healed again. The other thing with this card that it can be is, if we think of it from a health perspective, and I tell guys when this card comes out, if any of you have symptoms that might be flaring up from when you were younger, such as things like asthma or bronchitis or skin related things, you might look back into your family genetics and see where it's come from, or how you could perhaps treat it at the holistic level. Because often when we get flare up of genetic things, we can deal with them sort of not just physically but emotionally and at the psychological levels as well. So that's often the message I get for this card when we talk about health issues. We come to the 3rd week and for July, and we see this beautiful Ace of Cups. Now again, it's just the most soothing, loving, giving card. You've got this beautiful cup being handed to you etherically in space at a spiritual level. It can be considered a creative card, so sometimes there's creativity around this card, which could suggest creative thoughts or projects on your mind that could be to do with employment or work or career or education, any of those aspects. Now it's also considered a card of potential love coming your way. And of course, when we think of love, it doesn't just have to be romantic. It can be the love within a family or the love within friends. So it's a beautiful positive omen because there's love connected to it. So that 3rd of July has a nice feeling and flow of, you know, there's nothing nicer, is there, than that energy of connection and the flow of love, which is joy, happiness, laughter, all of those. That's such a nice energetic card. And even if you were thinking health-wise, we still think of all of these types of thoughts. I do often think there's a spirituality connected to it, so you may get a real feeling in the heart and in your own soul of something that's pulling you and you feel very connected to. Again, it could be a person or a creative part of your life that just takes off with some sort of inspiration. Finance-wise, health-wise, it's all basically positive energy from this card. We come to the 4th week in July and we see your only major arcana card, and it's the moon. Now the moon can have quite a lot of different perspectives and energies involved in it. We see that if you think of the moon is always out at night, so often the moon is considered our shadow side of life because it's not fully lit. There's always shadows involved when the moon is around. So sometimes these can be your hidden shadows, and are you addressing them, or is there something coming up from the past that you need to deal with one way or another? Now it could be your own psychology, or it could be physical perspectives that need to be put into some sort of positioning or grouping. The other thing that the moon card can insinuate is there can be dealings going on or things going on under the shadow of the night. So sometimes this can mean watch whoever you're dealing with, because if you're in a business agreement or looking to tie and finalize things up, there may be some hidden clauses or issues going on. So read any documents, read any fine print, be really careful that you're doing things that you are meant to be doing as well. Well, I see this guy coming out of the water, and I often think of him as a Scorpio or Cancer, you know, the water signs. So there's a possibility that this type of person or energy could be involved in something that's going on around this time as well. Now, it can also literally mean affairs, you know, things that are hidden. So there could be that particular energy going on around at the end of July too. The other thing is the moon has to do with our feminine intuition, and often then we talk about female cycles, so the female reproductive cycle. So it can be a time of pregnancy or fertility, or if we're thinking of it from a health perspective, it can have to do with women's, you know, young people coming into their puberty and their female menstrual cycles, or it could be to do with older women going through sort of menopausal thoughts and stages and body cycles as well. So there you are, guys. You've got a nice reading for July, kind of quite a lot going on, bits and pieces coming and going, I think, for you. It feels fairly busy. Let's do this final card, which is the Flower of Life, and there's 52 of these gorgeous cards, all with different pictures on them of nature. They're all just gorgeous pictures of different shots, and here I am going through them all thinking which one is for you, and I think I like this one. So I'm going to turn it over, and when I do, it's a spiritual message for you, and I will then zoom the camera down so that you can read the words as well. Healer. That's nice. Let's see what it actually says. When you awaken to your truth, the feeling is so incredible and freeing that you may feel that it is your responsibility to help all feel this good. To try and awaken others is not the role of a healer. Your job is to feel the best you can in every moment, to be in full balance with you. Allow your higher self, the whole of the universe, to shine through you and inspire others to choose to see the world differently, if they so desire. Whatever they choose to do is up to them. You have the choice to love you and all. Everyone is at different levels of perception and consciousness. Wherever anyone is perfect for them in their life in that moment. Let everyone be as they are and just focus on feeling the best you can right now. No one has to change for you to feel love, because you are love. Well, that's a lovely message, Aquarius, and I think the word healer is such a gift. You know, a lot of people are becoming healers in life and being awakened and feeling spiritual connection, and that card certainly gives that feeling. It seems a natural part of you guys, because Aquarians are often known for their freedom thinking and for changing the world, so it fits quite nicely with the whole energy of you and your, you know, as I say, ability to help others see potentials instead of being locked into certain limited belief systems. So there you are, guys. I think that's a really neat reading. Plenty going on and a busy month, I think, for you. So wishing you much happiness and healing, both for yourself and for the gift of being able to give others healing even without them realising it. So kia kaha and much aroha for July. Be safe all.